Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Board YouTube channel for today's Pick and Roll live stream. We're here for the Wednesday NBA slate on April 9th. It's our second last regular season show of the season. We're ready to jump into things with a big slate to discuss. So let's get things started. Drop a like if you do enjoy the show along the way. Make sure you're subscribed as well to keep updated with all of our content. Quick recap, not because we're trying to skip over a losing day. We'll always recap our plays. Unfortunately, it was a losing day for us. 1-2 day. Winner on Naz Reid. Unfortunate loser on Harrison Barnes. And a very unfortunate loser on Derek White. 14 points. Had 14 points going into the fourth quarter. The game went to overtime, and he still did not get the one extra point we needed. He put up 3 threes in the fourth period plus overtime. Hopefully, we were hoping he got some free throws, but that didn't materialize. So an unfortunate 1-2 day. But we're going to fire away on things today. We're going to go right out the gate, jump into things with the Houston Rockets away at the Clippers. Big game in the West. And Pips, you've got a player prop in this game you're looking at.
Yeah, we're going for an under. Pretty much widely available under on Bogdan Bogdanovic. Under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Just gonna show you stuff. It's when Harden is playing, Norman Powell is playing, Kawhi Leonard is playing, who was rested last night on the first game of the back-to-back. Bogdanovic with all these guys healthy, and when playing 18 to 26 minutes is under in 6 out of 10, averaging 14.4 points, rebounds, and assists, but overs were in matchups much better matchups, and against the Memphis and against the Pelicans, who allow 4th and 5th most points to his position. When we exclude those, he is then under in 5 out of 7 games, averaging only 13.1 points, rebounds, and assists, but matchup against the Nets was a great spot-up matchup, and like overall defense of Nets and Dallas is much worse than the one he's facing today. We can see a lot of red for this one. The Houston Rockets are second best in his dominant play type. That's spot-up, 5th above the break threes defense, 4th best defense overall, 4th least points to his position, 2nd least assist, 4th least rebounds, all red, all over the place. Just a very tough matchup. Important game. Starters will play huge minutes. Houston defense last couple of games has been absolutely outstanding. So I do think this line is a bit too high for Bogdan Bogdanovic. I think this should be like 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Points-wise, kind of okay. Should be like probably 8.5. But rebounds and assists, I don't just see how he gets them against Rockets that don't allow assists, don't allow rebounds.
All right, so there is the first one of the day. Bogdan Bogdanovic, under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I'm seeing -125 and -130. -125 is still widely available, so we're going to play it over at that price. So -130, also good to take here. But you have no time to catch your breath here. We're going to jump right into the next. What's that?
Just moved. Still, we can still bet it but I'll just change what we are going to bet.
Okay. So we're going to the Sixers-Wizards game. I know you didn't expect us to go there to the tank off, but we're going there for Justin Champagnie.
Yep.
What's the play now?
So Justin Champagnie last 2 games for the Wizards played 35 and 37 minutes. 37 minutes in a 34 points loss. 35 minutes in a 6 points loss. So close game. He played 35. Blowout by 34. He played 37 minutes. So he kind of logged into the minutes. When you look at the season, when he gets 22 plus minutes, he's over. So we are betting over 7.5 rebounds. It's widely available at -120. Plus 100 actually, -113, -120. So it's widely available, I would say. MGM even has 6.5. I would say 6.5, but it's very juice, so unplayable there. But overall, should be widely available at 7.5 think one of the worst prices is FanDuel, so shop around.
What's
For this one.
what's like the lowest you'd play on this? Like, what's the biggest juice?
I'll think minus 125 will
Okay.
be. Yeah.
And there is plus 100 available. So
Yeah.
okay.
So I'll first start like when he gets 22 plus minutes, he's over this in 19 out of 29, 65% clear rate. And interesting part about this is he played 76ers 2 weeks ago and had 10 rebounds in 22 minutes. Last 2 games he had 13 rebounds against Boston and 13 rebounds against Pacers, as I said, 37 minutes. So if we get up to like 28 plus minutes, he's covering this even more. But if you get to 30 plus, he's covered this in 11 out of 14, averaging 9.6 rebounds. But we can go even further and say, like, let's see, 32 plus minutes, he's over in 9 out of 10, averaging 10 rebounds. He's amazing rebounder for his position. Like, he's playing like small forward, like he's playing the 3, and one of the best rebounders at that position in the entire league. So 76ers are not well at rebounding, especially not as of late. No Drummond, no Embiid. I think no one. Like this guy Bona is horrible rebounder. Like he is getting like 50% or less rebounding chances, and then you have like Justin Edwards and Quentin Grimes, Lonnie Walker, very very small lineup, and the big guys are poor rebounder, and they are not even looking to contest from most offensive rebounds. So Justin Champagnie should be in a great spot to get the rebounds. We don't usually bet the rebounds, but I just think this is a like prime spot to bet. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm locked in on the Wizards, but from Champagnie's time with the Raptors, he's a fantastic rebounder for his size and position. So hopefully showcases that here today against the Philadelphia 76ers. Couple more games to go through in just a second here. We'll be using the FanDuel odds screen, our presenting sponsor here on the Board YouTube channel. It's the final stretch of the NBA season. The playoff picture is changing by the minutes. A lot of big games on the slate tonight. We've already discussed one of those games. And every three-pointer, every fourth quarter comeback means that much more. And with live betting on FanDuel, you can make the playoff picture a little prettier. So even if you missed the first few minutes of the game, want to bet on a fourth quarter comeback, want to bet on something in overtime, whatever it may be, you can make your picks from the first whistle until the final buzzer. And plus, you can combine these plays into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, now is the perfect time to join. New FanDuel customers get started with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. Yes, a $5 first bet wins get nets to you $250 in bonus bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/board to join today. That's FanDuel.com/board for your shot at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states for Kansas affiliation with Kansas Star Casino or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Now, the nature of the games going on right now, a lot of kind of duds out there. We're going to be talking about a couple of the big ones going down in the NBA today. Why don't we get started with the Lakers game here? That's the big one. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers at Dallas. This is obviously a big one because it is Luka Doncic's return to Dallas. The lines expected it. We expected it. When we did the show yesterday, the Lakers were 14.5-point underdogs on the road in OKC. It closed 9.5 because nobody rested. They went full throttle for this game, still ended up losing by 16. Do you think that was the right decision for the Lakers first night of back-to-back?
Yeah, I don't know why they did it. Like, honorable, definitely. But I don't know why they did it.
Yeah, the spread for this game has dropped from 5.5 in favor of the Lakers now to 3.5 today.
Yeah, because now they are in question to rest today. and now they are in danger to lose both games while they will be in a great spot. Yeah, sometimes it's okay to not play, but yeah.
Especially, I mean, at this
So
stage in the season, they're one game up on the Clippers now. Isn't that crazy? The Clippers
yeah,
clawing all the way back to 4th seed. Wonder how our Clippers future's looking now. Let me see.
yeah. I don't know if anything changed for them, but I still can't believe like we
About the
got
same.
that price. Yeah, I still can't believe we got that price for the Clippers when they are like obviously the second best team in the West.
Yeah. For this game, is there anything betting wise that you're looking at?
Uh, I said the thing about Jackson Hayes. He was minus 104. It's now minus 125. Most spots has even 7.5. I'm not betting it still, but just like how it moved like overnight, like 25 cents, 20 cents, I will say. Also, we don't know who is playing for the Lakers. Like this will be interesting if they just play everyone again. Like I don't know. They have question tags on both LeBron and Austin Reeves. Can they win without LeBron? Probably, if Luka is playing. Luka got ejected last night, and they were leading before his ejection. So against OKC away, which is interesting, and then end up being losing by 16 at the end. But that was all like garbage time, like not garbage time, but after Luka ejection.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Not much for this game. Honestly, don't know what to even look at.
See, like
I don't know.
I don't
don't
think they can.
understand.
I don't think they can rest guys. I don't like. They're literally one game ahead of the 7th seed. Like, I don't think they can afford to rest anybody today. They're one game out. I know they're the 3 seed right now, but they're one game ahead of a team that's in the playing spots.
I don't know what's Klay Thompson going to play. Like he is been some weird minutes lately, but 12 and a half looks like looks juicy to get him at there. Like he last game he played in a blowout 25 minutes. Is that the floor he is going to play? If it's a floor for Klay, like if he's going to play like between 30 and 24 minutes, think Klay should be like in a great spot against the Lakers.
Didn't he have
3 bigs: Lively, Gafford, and AD. PJ Washington against small ball Lakers. They will need to help a ton inside. They will leak threes. And Klay 12 and a half, big game. I don't know, man. Klay 13 and a half seems like a great line for Klay.
Yeah. Last time when when Dallas were in LA, didn't Klay have a big game? Maybe not a big game, but like a good game at least.
Yeah, he scored 22 points. Played 30 minutes, but no Lively, no Gafford, no AD.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like, look at this. They played. Let me see. Just last 3 games, for example. He played 17 minutes against the Hawks. No PJ Washington. Then PJ Washington returns, but no AD. He played 13 minutes against the Clippers. 13 minutes.
Wow.
Next game against the Clippers, he played 25. Let me just check rotation stuff because they lost by 30. So maybe he was on pace to play more minutes. Let me just see. Mavericks, Klay Thompson, last game. Yeah, against the Clippers, he left the game with... he left the game at the same time as Anthony Davis and never returned. Kai Jones, Max Christie, Najee Marshall, Spencer Dinwiddie, and PJ Washington all closed the game in a 30 points loss. And that's super weird. Let me just see. Klay Thompson first half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, he played 13 minutes in the first half. So he is on the pace to play 26 minutes. Damn. 26 minutes. That should be enough for him to cover 12.5 points. So yeah, I think I may go Clay Thompson over. So somehow 11.5 is available now. Can you just check this?
Yeah, 11.5 at minus 130 is up, but it's minus 130. FanDuel has 12.5 minus 104.
Yeah. Just trying to
Minus
see.
106 now.
Yeah, we have some time for this. I'll look. I mean, he's not playing top 10 teams in spot-up defense.
Minus 102 now.
He's
moving.
Yeah, so he is actually, he's scoring a lot of games with 12 points. Just a second. So when he is playing teams outside of top 10 defense in spot up, he has 70% win rate. But when he's playing top 10 teams in spot up, he's under 50%. And I expect Lakers are saying, like the data shows for the season that they are 12th in spot up, but I think it's very different now that they play huge team. So let's bet. I think the price on FanDuel is also going down. What's the price at the moment for?
Minus 102.
Yeah. So it's going against us. So maybe it drops to like 11.5 on FanDuel as well. Let's move on and go back to it in like 10 minutes.
Now okay. Don't bet it, guys. We all might be able to get it 11.5 if you guys stay patient here. We might get this 11.5 minus from 25, which would be better here. So
if it moves against us, it means you guys betrayed us. So
yeah.
If
I guess if you're that desperate, play it somewhere else and let us get this FanDuel line. All right, we can wait on that. Some people asking, we'll just go to some of the questions on this game here. Anthony thinks that the 3.5 is a smash spot for the Lakers at 3.5. What do you think? I mean, for me, second night of back-to-back, Dallas have gotten a lot better. What do you think?
I think Lakers should win this and cover 3.5 if they are not resting. So if you have a read on them resting, then sure.
Right. All right. And any Luka overs for you? Obviously ejected yesterday. He's a big motivation player playing against Dallas in Dallas. Would you favor any Luka Doncic overs? I know there's no line here, but his point line, even though he's second night of back-to-back, he got ejected, has gone up to 30.5 today. Yesterday it was 29.5. It's actually 31.5 in some places as well. What would you say for Luka today?
Nope. No, I don't like overs. I think it's inflated. Last time they played, he had 19 points. They showed the entire team on him. I don't think so.
Yeah, if anything, I'd play his under. On points.
31.5 is available for an under, and I think at that point, I can bet under, honestly. But I don't see the value in over, so there's that.
I did make a SGP for this game myself. I made it yesterday, so I definitely could have got a better price today because I assumed that guys would be resting. It didn't happen. I'll share what I whipped up here. I showed it yesterday, but I ended up going with Doncic under on points, 30.5, over 8+, so 8+ rebounds, 8+ assists. I had Jackson Hayes over points. Let's see what the price is now. And Austin Reeves over 20+ points and 2+ threes. This is what I have today. And if there's a token you can use, you can put that higher. But yeah, I went for a big one today. Not big unit, but this is what I have for today. Basically, hopefully, if Doncic gets doubled, there's going to be some looks for Austin Reeves. He's going to get more usage. He's going to get open looks for three. hoping he takes advantage here. That's my thought process for this game. But
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
we'll see.
You know, love these.
We'll see on Klay Thompson here. Why don't we go to the next game? We'll come back to Klay if we have to. It's at minus 106 now. It's not. Although it's not moving the other way at the moment. But let's see where it's at after this one here. We'll talk about the Denver game against Sacramento. So we were surprised when Sacramento fired their coach earlier in the season, but this might be the most shocking firing of a head coach in NBA history. 3 games left in the season. The Denver Nuggets fired head coach, NBA champion in 2023, Michael Malone. They also fired their GM, Calvin Booth, right before the season was going to end. 3 games. They've lost 7 of 10 leading into getting fired here. They're on a slight losing streak here. They've lost 4 in a row. They are tied for 4th, but also tied for 7th in the Western Conference. And their final 3 games of the season are Kings, Grizzlies, Rockets. So not an easy schedule. Do you think firing Mike Malone was the right move for the team?
Nope. Obviously, very much disagree. But if you are looking at the boot, I definitely agree. But for Malone, like, I kind of agree from one point, and I said it to you, like, if he lost the team.
Looks like it.
Yeah. So he said like 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago now, he said, the guys are not listening to me. I asked them to watch the film. I asked them to try to figure out stuff and improve. I need to force them. I need to put that video in front of them and force them to watch in order for them to be interested in improving and watching. That's horrible, man. When I've seen that, I was like, damn, like that's just horrible. And I know for a fact that Jokic is not that guy. I know that he is not talking about Jokic. Jokic is one of the hardest worker, and I think Jokic is also frustrated with guys like Westbrook and Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray, because I'm almost like certain that those are the guys that he's talking about. I don't think Brown is that guy. I don't think Gordon is that guy. I don't think Jokic is that guy. So I think we know who is he talking about. And yeah, it's horrible. I will say Malone is not a great coach, I will say, but he is a good coach. Like, he's not one of the best, but he's average, above average, I will say. And yeah, he does need a lot of help on defensive side. I would love if like Houston can get him to get sorted the offense with Şengün, because he's a good offensive coach. But yeah, it's weird. The timing, obviously.
Yeah, right before the playoffs is I don't know how this fixes things. You have a coach who's done it with this group of players, most of this group of players. It's very strange to me. Like, if you're gonna do it in the off season, do it in the off season. But right now,
let me just. We have some time, so let me just share something with you. I will just send you so you can look. I don't know if you've seen the tweet. Josh Kreonke said that was disgusting. That was honestly. I don't know if you can share it on the screen.
What was it he said again?
I sent it the link to you so you can read. But he kind of said, Coach Malone helped build the foundation of our now championship level program.
So this is Nuggets owner Josh Kroenke. I'm not sure how you say it, but
I think it's Kroenke.
While the timing of this decision is unfortunate, as Coach Malone helped build the foundation of our now championship level program, it is a necessary step to allow us to compete at the highest level right now. Championship level standards and expectations remain in place for the current season, and as we look to the future, we look forward to building on the foundations laid by Coach Malone over his record-breaking 10-year career in Denver.
The part, it is a necessary step to allow us to compete at the highest level right now. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's just.
I guess
knowing what happened, and that players didn't even listen to him, even try to listen, and then saying stuff like that for your guy that won you a championship. Man, I was like, And I'm a Arsenal fan. And
Yeah, I was gonna
we-
say
we
they have a
deal
bad
with-
rep as an ownership group for
yeah.
Denver and
So,
Arsenal.
I hate them even before, and this was also just disgusting, man. Like I hated seeing that.
Yeah. On this game, how do you think they're going to do here? They're away at Sacramento as 3-point favorites. Somebody here is Bear Commander Go Bears asked in chat. In NHL, when teams fire their coach, said teams goes crazy and wins next 2-3 games. That's not always the case, but new coach bump is a thing that people discuss in hockey. It's also discussed a lot in soccer. Have you guys noticed anything like that happening with NBA teams? Like, you had the Kings when they fired Mike Brown. They went on a run, but you also have the Grizzlies who went on a losing streak when they fired their coach. So everything is situational. I would say in some cases, new coach could give the team a little bit of a boost. I don't know if you should factor that a lot into your handicap. From just a pure me thinking standpoint, I feel like this won't be helpful to Denver, but 3-point favorites here. What do you think?
If there is one team that they need to beat, that's Kings. Like Kings are disaster. So yeah, you know my opinion on the Kings. I think they should win, but I think Jamal Murray is doubtful. Yeah.
What was that?
Jamal Murray is doubtful
Okay.
for this game, and that's why this is tough. Kings defense, I don't think they have anything to compete with Jokic, but Denver defense is also horrible. So they need to stop DeMar DeRozan, Lavine, and Sabonis with shooting from Keon Ellis and Keegan Murray. This will be a high-scoring game, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thus, we have we have one question here on Keon Ellis, you just mentioned. Over 14.5 PRA, would you look at? Minus 115?
Second. I don't like Keon Ellis, not at all. Last game against Pistons, he played 35 minutes and took 2 shots. Like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I don't like any overs on him. He's a very weird guy.
All right. So, a no on that one. All right, let's take a look back on our guy, Clay.
I'm having a fun with the chat.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Clay Thompson is still minus 104 at FanDuel. What do you think?
Minus 104. But what about the other places?
So minus 130, 11.5 minus 130 is apparently better.
I see minus 125. I see minus 125s now. I see now minus 125s. On 11.5.
Okay.
On three spots.
You're right. It is available.
Let's do this. Let's do minus 125. Minus 125 is better than minus 104.
It is. It's minus 130 is better than 12.5 104. So
yeah, but this is like no-brainer.
Yes.
So we are going to do over 11.5 at minus 125. Last I don't know how many games. If you look for Clay, when he's playing between 22 to 30 minutes, he's crashing this line. Even if you take a look at when he's playing teams who are like outside of like top 10 defense in spot up on the season, he covered this in 27 out of 33 games, 82% win rate, and that's only when he's playing between 22 and 30 minutes. When he's like averaging 27 minutes a game, he's averaging 15 points. And just matchup wise, like when we look at the like defensive schemes, the Lakers needs to collapse in the paint like crazy to stop Gafford, AD, PJ Washington inside. Like the Dallas will be huge tonight, and the Lakers don't have anyone. And just to rebound, they will need to put a lot of bodies inside, and this will be a really, really good spot for Clay.
all right. So we got there. Clay Thompson over 11.5 points, minus 125, minus 130. Also good for this one. Would you play the 12.5 minus 104 if that was your only option?
Yeah, I just wrote it in the chat. Plus 100 or minus 104, minus 105, minus 106 half a unit. It seems like still some value there.
Okay. Perfect. Questions for the day. We were talking about motivation earlier. Bear Commander Gobert had this to say. Essentially, talked about motivation and brings up the example of Jimmy Butler back in Miami. Had a really, really bad game. Can't handicap sheer motivation, says in a comment. I agree, you can't strictly handicap motivation, but it plays a part. I think like the biggest example of motivation I've ever seen factoring into a handicap is when the game LeBron broke the all-time NBA scoring record. His over-under was like, it was like somewhere in the 30s, a lot higher than a normal LeBron game, and it continued to get bet up and bet up. And like, yeah, the line was really high, but like this is like maybe the most motivation you'll ever see in a game where LeBron was trying to go for the record with all the celebrities and NBA legends courtside and everything. But motivation does matter, but to a certain extent, and you have to try and value what extent that is. So, for Doncic, yes, he'll be motivated against Dallas, but also like, if Dallas is sending doubles on him like they did last time against the Lakers, then he may struggle.
I've seen recently. I think it was so fun. Like when you see a hot woman in the crowd, bet OG Anunoby overs.
OG and the famous one is Jordan Poole, but OG is crossing that territory now.
Yeah, I've seen like they've shown some like girls like on the screen, and so like OG is watching, and he was like looking down, zoned in, and then he's like dunking on like 3 people in 5 minutes and pulling up, and it was crazy. And it's like now like 3 to 4 videos in a row. So yeah, definitely.
OG is moving like I've never seen in my life now that he's with the Knicks, man.
Yeah.
He's healthy and 360 dunks. I never seen him move like this for the Raptors.
Yeah, there was, I think, one part of the season, I think like 2 to 3 years ago, when he was supposed to be like a second scoring option, and then he put some big numbers for a month and then just go back to the OG.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I remember.
He has those pockets.
He has some glimpse, like when he looked like Kawhi Leonard early. So yeah, thing about like he's scoring 18, 5, and 2 on like 50 and 38 this season. 60% true shooting. Postal star numbers are 21 and 5 on incredible efficiency. Usage up. Like last 2 months, he's at 23 points per game with absence of Brunson. And some of these shots were like self-created. And that coming from a guy that's probably the best defensive player in the league, that's insane. So obviously he's not like the best one, like best defender that's like most impactful, like some like bigs that can like protect like Wemby or stuff. But when you look at 1 through 5 versatility, my pick will be OG Anunoby. He's insane. I like probably the best. Like 1 to 5, he's the best player, best defensive player in the league. And now putting those numbers and self-created above league average efficiency, like OG Anunoby is one of the still underrated players in the league.
Yeah, completely agree there. Think that's it for. Oh, one more question here. Nurkic over 10.5 points at -117 says that. Think Mark Williams will sit. Rarely plays in back-to-backs. Double-double. Also waiting for the odds there. But what do you think on Yusuf Nurkic today?
I will say, like I always say, bet double-double plus assists for some huge numbers. Think that makes the most sense. I'll actually go to the screen. Raptors defense is definitely up for grabbing. Like for him to have a great game. 10 plus rebounds, 10 plus points is plus 156. If you add like 4 assists, it's not up. So his assists are not up. But I think when they get up, I think you can get that as well. So like if it's not a blowout and he gets like 26 minutes, then I think there is a huge chance he covers everything. Because he's diming. They are playing through him like Sabonis type of offense. which is yeah, it's fun. I'll say, but I do think like he's not. I think he's underrated on passing. That's the only part of his game that I think it's
Okay.
actually good. I actually think like the only part of his game that's actually underrated a bit is his passing. Everything else is a bit overrated and he sucks.
Yeah, hence why he's on the Hornets. But this is gonna be. I don't know how this game is gonna go for the Raptors. Like 3 games left. Their season's done. They can't move up or down in the standings. I mathematically maybe they can. I'll double check.
No, I think nope. I think they are like locked in.
Yeah, they're 29 and 50. The Spurs are 32. Yeah, they're well. I don't know what the tiebreakers are, but like, yeah, they're locked in essentially. If it's not already confirmed. So
Yeah.
anyways,
it was the
they
kid,
could have some weird
last
minutes
game.
going on today.
Yeah. And like looking at the like Nets who fucking won 5 out of the last 10 in tanking position, just shows like how coaching is insane. Even though if you have scrubs on the floor, if you stay with your principles, like not allowing threes and layups and shooting a lot of threes, you can win games with idiots.
All right, I think that just about does it. Oh, we got one more. Extra one. Okay, so we had fake Sabonis, now we have real Sabonis. Sabonis over 12.5 rebounds, minus 115.
I think that's a fair bet. I think he's good history against the Nikola Jokic. I'll check 2 games this season, 14 and 19 rebounds on 32 and 25 potential rebounding chances. That's huge. Last season though, covered in 3 out of 4, didn't cover in a blowout loss, which makes sense. They didn't miss anything. Assist-wise, covered in every game last season. 6 and 8 this season. 6 and 14 potential. 8 on 18 potential. Those are numbers just huge. So maybe over 18.5 rebounds and assists. I think that should be a good bet. I think he's covering this even like when you look at the entire season. I will go there. 18.5 rebounds and assists when he plays between 32 and 42 minutes. He hit in 67%. And matchup-wise, position, it's an average matchup. So I think that this makes actually a lot of sense. Yeah. And especially if you take a look like post-December, post-Christmas time, like last 30 games, he covered this in 24 out of 30, averaging 21.3. So big numbers, some big numbers, and I think this could be a decent bet.
All right, there you have it on Sabonis. That will do it for the show today. 3 official bets in the end for us. Reminder, our second last regular season show of the season today. We're back tomorrow for the final show of this season of regular season. We will have content for you for the play-in and for the playoffs sporadically, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you know when the content's coming out. Hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss anything, and drop a like on this episode if you enjoyed today. Tomorrow there's 5 games to discuss. We'll go through them. Hopefully finish the season strong. It was a 1 and 2 day yesterday, but we had 2 really good days before that. Hopefully this is one of those really good days, adding on to we're up 11 units on the season. So here we go. Bogdan Bogdanovic under 16.5 PRA, minus 125. Justin Champagny over, I should have put Justin, although Julian plays for the Spurs. Anyways, Justin Champagny over 17.5 rebounds, or 7.5, sorry, over 7.5 rebounds,
7.
plus 100. That one was good to minus 120, so a ton of wiggle room on that one. Finally, Klay Thompson over 11.5 points, minus 125. If you have to play 12.5 at low juice, like minus 104, minus 106, you can go a half unit on that instead. All right, guys, that'll do it. Thanks so much again for another great episode. A lot of great discussion today. Bring it again tomorrow for our final regular season show of the season here on Pick and Roll, presented by FanDuel.